Hi everyone, good evening, how are you? So this is the solution for day 3. Hopefully you had a good challenge this one, something a little bit different. We introduced our first kind of set of angled points. So this one, a bit like the last two, okay, we've taken a datum from the centre to do our little slots on, and also then we've got a little datum, okay, in the bottom corner, which we can also use as well. So like week 1 or challenge 1, okay, we're going to use the rec command, so REC, okay, to do our rectangle. We're going to use the fillet command, okay, to make these little fillets here. Okay, we can use the circle command to make our little radiuses. Okay, or we could actually use the fillet tool again. It's entirely up to you or what way that you wanted to sort of do it. And then obviously then any overlaps, so features in here, we'll probably use the trim tool. Okay, and obviously then we're going to base this on a big sort of construction, which is going to take into key dimensions like the 36.76 and the 63.42. So why don't we get started? So into AutoCAD, okay, I'm going to start my drawing like so. Now this one, okay, again I'm going to pretty much do the same approach as I did on day 2 and use a center point rather than doing it within a page. So I'll start with my rec tool, start from 0, 0, okay, and I know this is going to be 250 by 155, like so, okay, 250 by 155, and I've got my little fillets. So what I'm going to do is, before I get too invested into doing more drawing, I'm going to go straight into the fillet tool. And the fillet tool lives up in here, or you can just press fill for the hot command. So you can click on fillet. And fillet works a bit differently to other commands in AutoCAD. You have to basically tell fillet what you plan to do first. So I'm going to use a radius. Okay, so I'm going to put R in, or I can click on the R down here. And I'm going to tell it is R12. Okay, 12 and then enter. Okay, and it takes me back to the original command. Because I've got multiple fillets I want to do, I'm going to use the M command, or I'm going to press multiple, entirely up to your choice. Okay, and I'm going to go around now and click on the 2 lines that I need my fillet to be on. Like so. That's a really kind of easy way to sort of do it. Another way to do it, to do a fillet like, and that would be sort of draw 2 points, so like that, and what you could then do is put then like a circle in or an arc and trim it, but you need to sort of know that if it's 12, so you'd be drawing like a line, so I could show you, so you could do offset 12 up, 12 across, okay, and essentially you could put your start center end, so start center point, and then you come around it and you have to locate the end point. Now that tool needs to actually start from the top, like so. It's not a very good way because you have to make sure you got all your orientation right. The other way you could actually do it is do start end radius, so start end radius is going to be 12, but again it's then backwards because of the way that I click the first start button, so you'd have to kind of come in, move the center point to here. Okay, move around that one to there, and you just obviously have to do a trim and trim out whatever's not relevant. So it's not a very good way of sort of doing it. It's very, very difficult. Now what you could do is you could actually just put a circle, do a 2-point circle or a 3-point circle, and put it in between as well. But I just find the fillet tool is the easiest way to do fillets like in this. So into my construction now, I'm going to do the construction for that center point. So basically I'm going to run a line to build a center point. Okay, run it left and right. I'm not going to use the center tool for this because I'm only using it for reference. Okay, and I need to put the 6342 in. So 63.42. That's from my top. I've got the offset in. That also helps. Okay, 6342. Coming across, and it's 36.76 in my other one, so back into that, 36.76. Okay, that's my point of my up in here, which has got my basically my R8 on. So from my center point, okay, I'm going to put an R and to put an 8 on. Okay, now that's going to give me then the rough kind of geometry that I sort of need. Now this is point to point, so essentially the point has to touch the radius there. So what I'm also going to do, I'm going to put an R, put an 8 on that side. Now if I use the center point here, okay, so if I draw a line between the two, okay, I've now got a little center point, and what I can actually do is use that quadrant to put an R8 on and then delete that R8, so I'm 8 mil further back, which is what I sort of need, because that's where those points on those dimensions actually meet. So now what I can do is I can then bring essentially like the lines up. So I'm going to go from this point up to the tangent, okay, and I'm going to take my tangent point again. Now I could actually sort of mirror that, but if you just look closely, got to make sure that that's on the right pitch, which it is. So I'm going to mirror that one about an object in there, like so. Choose 2 points. Okay, obviously you have to press no for the original source, not like what I just did. So mirror that one around. Let's actually do around the center point. One we go. There we go, like that. Erase original source no this time. Okay. Now I need to take that one, this one, and turn it into my drawing. Okay, now I'm trying to do the trim. Trim out any edges that I don't need, like to say. Okay, that's that. Now I'm actually going to do the mirror tool, and what I'm going to actually do is actually mirror those objects. Okay, I'm going to mirror it around this base point here to here. Erase original no, and I'm actually going to mirror again. Okay, those two from the center point here to here. Gotta stop pressing. Gotta stop pressing no. Mirror all of that. Okay. No. So then that's my overall shape. So let's just do a quick dimension check. Make sure we're all in scope. So 6342, 6342. This is 3676. 3676, so I'm definitely in those dimension checks area. Now I've already put the dims once, okay, so I'm going to be really fussy. I'm just going to move in my dims. I ain't got to do it again. Nice and straightforward. Okay, lastly then, I'm going to remove my construction lines to turn them off. Okay, now I'm just a bit of trimming up on my edges like so. Okay, now I need to put my center points in, so I'm just going to go into annotate center line, so this one and this one. Make sure I'm in the right layer, so I'm obviously in the wrong layer then. Okay, output, so annotate center line top and bottom, like so. Now I'm just going to move that point there up to the end, so just get a nice arrow rather than having a big leader line, and the same with that one there. Just going to move on the snap point. Now what I'm going to do, just going to run around. So I've got a bit of radius on this one. Okay, I've got a bit of radius on those ones. I'm just going to put up there, I think. So I can put in here 4 times R12. I could also put in this one here 4 times R8. Other dimensions I want to put in is like the overall length. Didn't actually need it because it's you know, we could go sort of go point into point there and bring a length in. So you might want to go one way. If you go on angular rather than linear, you can actually get a point on that set scale there, so 61. But again, it's all to do with those points that you must click and make sure are perfectly correct. So to be fair, I don't actually really need any more dimensions than those ones apart from my final widths. So Okay, 1 point to 1 point. Now again, if I run off my construction lines, if I had construction lines, it would make it a bit neater, but I need to basically run off at that point really, rather than, so I'm going to use a snap point to a snap point there, 250, and I'm just going to do the same again, 1 point to 1 point there, 155, let's make sure the R12 is not in the way. Remember, you can always move a dimension afterwards, sort of bring it down like so. And then we have it. So then I'm going to go into my output, double click, center my drawing, double click on my page, come along, and obviously I need to come in and edit my technical reference, my data, before I go to plot. So thanks for spotting that, who messaged me in the comments the other 2 days when I actually updated my title block. So I'm going to come in and change that to day 3, solved. Okay, and obviously then the date, today is the 3rd. This is just a template I used. I'm going to change my date on there, that's my technical reference. Okay, I'm still using the same 1:1 scale. Okay, output, onto my desktop, J 3. And there we have it, it'll pop up in my PDF viewer now. Okay, rotate it around. There's everything, all my technical reference. Okay, it matches then my day 3. So we've got the 4. I haven't put the 226 because it's not relevant. Okay, it's just to help you guys with more and more detail. So excellent, well done. If you managed to get to that point, let us know how you got on in the comments below, and look forward to seeing you for day 4.